is getting $400,000 from the federal government to battle the Zika virus. Just minutes ago, Florida Governor Rick Scott and the Centers for Disease Control held a meeting about the virus. Governor Scott announcing that 2,400 people in Miami have now been tested for Zika. As of right now, there doesn't seem to be any evidence of any transmissions. 11 new cases of Zika virus were found in Florida this week after being bitten by local mosquitoes, bringing the total now to 15. As we said, New Mexico getting funding from the federal government to battle the Zika virus. Joining us now is U.S. Congressman Steve Pearce. He represents District 2 in New Mexico and is running for re-election. All right, well, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. Yes.
Let's talk about Zika. It's certainly in the news a lot. How big of a concern is it for you?
I think it's a magnificent concern. It's a big concern because the mosquitoes that permeate, we're right in the wet season of the year. I know across New Mexico we've seen the thunderstorms. You all had the rain showers. So it's something we should be working on.
Is it something that the government is working on? I know that New Mexico getting $400,000, that money going to be spent towards what?
Towards the control of mosquitoes and then also some research. But in Washington, what we said is that the agency should shift money around. They had cash to spend. They've almost spent that up. Now we have the bill that funds it into the future. The Democrats are all on board early. Lately they started playing political games. The bill is ready to pass through the Senate, going to the White House. The Democrats in the Senate, so they're not going to vote or let it go. They have to allow it to come to the floor before it can get the vote. So just don't understand that.
Your message to folks who might be watching right now?
Yes, just call your senator and say, hey, it's time to move this bill and get it over to the Senate.
All right. We're going to switch gears now. We just had a story on Donald Trump. Have you said publicly whether or not you're going to endorse Donald Trump?
Well, we've said that I'll support him, but not endorse until he straightens out the problem with Hispanics. I've got a 52% Hispanic district. We've talked to his team. They say, yes, we know, we're going to get that right. And basically saying you have to acknowledge the contributions of people who are here positively. You can't group everybody into one group, and that was a mistake when you did it. Why don't you straighten that out, and then we'll endorse publicly.
Specifically, what are you wanting him to straighten out?
Oh, the fact that the early comments where he made that Mexico is sending all these people over here to create troubles. I see the people who are here living productively. They're engaged in our commerce. They're raising their kids right. I think everybody here in the U.S. wants legal immigration, and I think he wasn't quite clear about his position on all of that. The wall, I've told him.
What about the wall?
I've just told him, hey, I've voted against the wall every time because they go over it, around it, through it, whatever. Why don't we secure the border? That is, again, very strong sentiment on that in this border region, but we're going to have to do it with people and technology. And when we find people, just kindly tell them, hey, why don't you head back there and come in legally? That's it.
Okay, economy a big issue along the border. Your ideas on how to improve the situation for us?
The economy in the West is based on agriculture, number one. So you see me in total fights against the government where they're trying to take agricultural water away from the users, the rightful users, the people who own the water. The government's trying to take that. I think we need to start logging in our forest again in the West. That's a huge thing. The federal government killed 85% of our timber industry nationwide, killed 122 of the 123 mills in New Mexico because of a regulation. So I think it's time for us to find the jobs and balance the regulations equally between those two.
All right. Well, we are out of time, but I want to thank you so much for dropping by the studio. Again, New Mexico Republican Congressman Steve Pearce in the studio with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. We'll be